MMS is the easiest way to run MongoDB. I'm going to show you how we can deploy a sharded cluster to Amazon Web Services in just a few minutes. Okay, I'm already logged into MMS, and now I'm going to create a cluster. I do this by starting the setup process, and there are three different ways I can deploy MongoDB. I can deploy it locally on my laptop, or I can deploy it on AWS, or I can put it in any data center if I first get the servers running in that data center and start the automation agent. Today we're going to show you how to do it via AWS. Now, if you want to deploy MongoDB in AWS, you can have us provision the servers for you, or you can provision them yourself. I would like MMS to provision the servers for me because it'll be easier that way. And now I choose what type of MongoDB deployment I want. I'm going to choose a sharded cluster, and I'm going to call this sharded cluster New Day, and I'm going to have it contain 3 shards with 3 nodes per shard, and we'll call the shards shard. We're going to put data in /data. We're going to use only 9 servers in all, and that's about it. Let's go forward. Now, you have the option of using MMS to back up your data. This is continuous backup with point-in-time recovery, and I'm going to say yes. Now, normally that will require a credit card. You don't need a credit card if you just want to get MongoDB running without backup, but you'll need to put a credit card in if you want to use the backup system. And I already did that, so we're just going to move through this screen. And then we have to put our AWS credentials in. Now, I've done that previously so that you don't have to put them in, but this is your access key and your secret key, and you can create a set of keys that has only the limited privileges you want to grant to MMS. I'm going to go forward, and now it wants a name for the actual EC2 servers. I'm going to call them DB servers, and I'm going to choose US East. I'm going to run on Ubuntu. I'm going to choose a M3 extra large. I'm going to put 100 gigabytes per server. This is mostly a demo. And then I'm going to choose my default VPC and let it spread them amongst the subnets. And you choose my default security group, which I did set up beforehand in AWS. It's set up to allow the MongoDB port range in and also to allow SSH to the machines. All right, we're going to continue forward. And at this point, it's going to provision these 9 instances at EC2. It's going to actually spin up servers in Amazon's EC2. Okay, now it's provisioning the servers, and we're going to skip forward until the servers are completely deployed. What's going to happen here is it's going to start a server using Amazon's API, and then it's going to run the automation agent on each server and also install any security patches that are needed on the server. And that should take just a few minutes, and this continue button will be available once it's finished. All right, now all the servers are up and the monitoring agents are responding, so we're going to continue forward. Now at this point, we're going to review and deploy our MongoDB cluster, and MMS has made some decisions about what's going to go on each of these servers. Now, if you remember, we have 9 servers, and we asked for 3 shards with 3 nodes each, 3 nodes in each replica set. Some of these shards are going to have multiple things, like the backup agent on them and the MongoS server on them, and that's fine with us. And we can move those around if we wanted. And now I'm going to go forward and deploy it. And while we're waiting for that, we can read some information about how to use MMS and how to go from edit mode to view mode to edit our cluster, our deployment if we want. And we're going to go forward, and we're just reading more information about this. All right, and now our cluster has been deployed. So this is fantastic. Our cluster is deployed, and we can now connect to it. So let's do that. Let's view and connect to our servers. So to do that, it tells us to go to servers and get information about them. So we'll do that. Here we go. Let's go into view mode here so we can see our servers. And if we click on one of them, we're going to see some monitoring data. Of course, there's nothing quite there yet because we haven't done much with this database yet. Let's click on servers and see these servers. Okay, so now we're going to connect to one of these servers. So I'm going to go here and see where there's a MongoS, which is where I'd connect to it. I can see there's a MongoS process running at 27017 on this server. So I'm going to click on connect. I'm going to get the host name. And now I'm going to go to the terminal and connect to that. I pasted the host name in here that I got from MMS, and it told me the port number that the MongoS was running on was 27017, so I'm going to connect to it. And now I'm going to put something into this test collection. And now I've inserted a document in. Now if I look in the collection called world, I can find the document. And there it is, the message, hello world. All right, so in just a few minutes here, what we've done is we've successfully created a 3-shard cluster of 9 total servers with monitoring and backup. And we can see the backups running here. And we can see that the backup has started and it's currently doing the initial sync. And if we go here to the deployment page, we can check out any of these servers and we can get monitoring data on them. And for instance, we can look at the memory map virtual memory, total memory used, the queues inside the system, cursors, other information, at a lot of different granularities. This screen's a little bit small, so the monitoring data is not quite showing up. But you can see that with MMS, in just a few short minutes, you can get a large sharded cluster running. And now, if you wanted to upgrade it, or change its configuration, or change it to a different version of MongoDB, you could do that in just a few clicks as well. I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration of MMS. To get started, go to mms.mongodb.com and create your free account.